Welcome in, chefs. Come on in. Welcome back, welcome back. Another great day in the Top Vegan Kitchen. Yesterday, we had another grueling 75-minute challenge where you guys presented us with 7 incredible dishes. And it was just as hard for me as it was you guys to see Chef Jeff leave us. But unfortunately, that's how things go here in the Top Vegan Kitchen. But for today's challenge, we are ditching regionality, cultured cuisines, and we're taking it back to answer a question as old as time itself. Where do vegans get their protein? I could get into the facts about a handful of pumpkin seeds having more protein than that same ounce of steak, but people don't want numbers. They want to see it on the plate in front of them. So that's what we're gonna do today. Your task will be 75 minutes, one stunning dish that features incredible plant-based protein. And to help me judge today's challenge, Chef was voted Top Chef in Columbus 2019, nominated 2020, 2021, 2022, former owner of Ambrose and Eve, written about in the New York Times, Chicago Tribune, it goes on, contestant on Cutthroat Kitchen. Please let me welcome Chef Katie Randazzo. Welcome. Chef, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Well, today we've got an incredible challenge. We're gonna be doing plant-based proteins, and if I understand correctly, you grew up eating a lot of plant-based foods?
Yeah, so my mom was like one of those weird, like hippie, vegan, alternative people before it was like really a thing.
Yeah, still on the cutting edge of hippiness.
Yes, exactly. Like I couldn't trade my lunch with anybody when I was growing up, but I really appreciate it now as like a chef growing up that way and having a better understanding of vegetables and what to use for proteins and to be able to provide really delicious food for vegetarians and vegans in my restaurant.
So, once again, we'll have 75 minutes. At the end of that, we will need each of you to present us with one stunning, plant-forward protein dish. And I think if you guys are ready, that 75 minutes starts now.
Don't be locked. Okay.
I think we're all pretty much on the same level of expertise and like what we're bringing to the table.
Do you have any olive oil? It's right here. Oh, cool.
People from all walks of life and all experiences. It's kind of nice having that here, and I feel like it's anyone's to win at this point.
Has anyone seen tomato paste? Just kidding, found it.
I was a little upset. Chad had said it was the best pad thai he's ever had. So I felt like I should have been at least in the top 3 yesterday.
Everybody find what they were looking for in the pantry?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Did you find that tomato paste, Chloe?
I did.
Okay, good. I thought I hid it from you, but I didn't.
Rhea, let me know when you need this blender. I'm done for now.
Okay, thank you. I got a little bit of time.
What would you make?
When I think plant-based protein, my #1 option is tempeh.
Okay.
1 block, 32 grams. I love to chop them up for chicken tenders or sandwiches.
I would probably do an almond curry, and then I would probably, for the protein, do either chickpeas or tofu in there.
Christian, blender.
You need the motor and the lid, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the secret. Thank you. Wow.
Work smarter, not harder.
True that. Something I'm still learning.
Yeah.
I love the hard work. The smart work, I ain't so good at. 15 minutes down in the kitchen. You got just a few before we come around and start harassing you about your dish.
Yes, chef. Yes, chef. Okay.
Okay. Wonderful. We are so curious about what you're putting together today.
I have a couple ideas, but I want to hear.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a chili with cornbread and sour cream.
Hold it.
But I want to use tofu in a non-conventional way, and that's what's gonna go into the sour cream.
So I'm gonna do a walnut meat and mushroom blend sloppy joe stuffed peppers.
Nice.
And then with cashew cream cheese on top. And then I'm also going to do another version, a little bit more savory.
I would say just be careful doing 2 dishes and make sure that you don't stretch your focus from one to the other. Make sure you can concentrate and put as much energy into both of them.
What do you got going today? I see you've got some cubed tempeh.
I do.
Cooking in some heat.
And then here you have a Puerto Rican rice and beans.
Ah, I love rice and beans.
Wow, we got some fajitas cooking back here as well.
Don't know where my blender of... So
You had a sauce. You had a green sauce sitting somewhere.
Rhea, where did you put my sauce that I had in the blender?
I didn't have your sauce.
You ain't touch it?
Did you accuse me of taking your sauce?
I'm not.
No, we're looking for a green sauce.
Where the green sauce went.
I needed the blender. I told him I didn't need it first off. He could use it first, and I would go grab it when I was ready for it.
I'm pretty sure she asked me if she could use the blender, but I thought she only needed the motor.
Oh, shoot. It wasn't empty?
No.
I thought you were done.
No, I wasn't done. I was using it.
Sabotage.
Oh, no.
Sorry. You handed me the motor with a blender, so it didn't work. Are you good? You want me to help you make it?
In the moment, I certainly was rattled. I was flustered. I was nervous.
So when I grabbed it, it wasn't like a whole lot of sauce. So I'm like, okay, I'll just rinse it real quick and I'll use it, not realizing he didn't have the opportunity to pull his sauce out. And I literally felt terrible.
Here, maybe just clear out your blender when you're done. We'll bring it back over. Give him some time to refire it.
I know Rhea probably felt like, oh crap, I hope no one thinks that I sabotaged Christian. And then I also understood Christian's frustration because it's like, I was using that for something.
I don't know, it happens, but honestly, they handled it the best way that they could have given the situation.
There would never be any intentional sabotage or anything like that in the kitchen.
Don't let this get you down. If you got time to refire that sauce, hit it, brother.
Yeah,
we got all the confidence in the world.
Take it off. You got time.
That's when I was just like apologizing again. I asked him if he wanted me to help him remake it or if there was anything I could do to help fix the situation.
Bad communication on my part, probably. I should have been a little more vocal, like I need what's left in that blender.
30 minutes.
Yikes.
Final 30, chefs.
Well, actually, it's 29, but, you know.
Yeah. We're a New York minute off. Yeah.
I'm a liar.
You're not getting that minute back.
There's your flair.
I haven't seen anyone tasting anything yet.
And that's been something. We've had some challenges where people haven't tasted yet.
You gotta
and
taste
they bring
everything as you're going.
Yeah.
I'm running out of time. That's what's going on in my head. I'm nervous.
This dish is very near and dear to my heart. It's my girlfriend's Puerto Rican rice and bean recipe, so hoping to make her proud today.
Do you know why you only put 239 beans in chili?
I don't.
Because if you put one more, it'd be too farty.
Can they come back tomorrow?
Yeah. Co-host for season 2.
Fuck, okay? Fuck.
The lid, the top wasn't on, and he went to dump a little in, and then like half the jar came out.
Way too much spice, so we're gonna redo it.
That's it's a common misconception that people think chefs eat really well at home too, because like, I eat like shit when I go home.
After tasting all of our wonderful, incredible, diverse international dishes last night, I went home and had a bowl of cereal.
Today, I was so nervous still. The nerves still come.
Everything I do is completely mapped out with precision. I'm very much a planner.
I hope things are coming together. Taste, taste, taste. Edit if you need to. If something's not working out, don't let it sink your dish.
Also, if it's not good, don't put it on the plate.
Can I use your my base real quick?
Can I borrow your apple cider vinegar?
Go for it. You still using your base?
Yes, 1 second.
It's like I'm freaking out, but I smile.
It's where you overthink everything.
Yes, like this
you
is
add stuff on, you take stuff off. Just go with your gut instinct. Like, don't overcomplicate it.
We're excited to try it, chef. Smells great.
Do some onion petals instead of onion rings.
Onion petals? I love onion petals. We did those at Preston's.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
How do you feel about the bread?
The yeast was not as active as I'm used to having.
Oh, look, Christian and Rhea chopping it up in the bag.
She needs a
that's tough.
I'm concerned about her.
One is you gotta rinse it. Like, I feel terrible. Like, I would never do that.
I know.
So
I know you weren't trying to be malicious.
Like,
I was
once
just
you're
like,
done, once it's empty, once it's clean.
Before this into a bottle, you got it.
And now she's apologizing. She's already got 2 dishes in her mind, and now she's trying to rectify a relationship.
So my peppers burned while I was talking to the judges, so I have to remake my peppers.
You guys have 5 minutes left.
All right, contestants, final minute. You have got to get that food on a plate.
Behind. Between.
30 seconds, team. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up, chefs. I want to see those palms. They look great. Great palms, everyone.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, I was more confident. Today, I'm kind of like, it can go either way.
You know, it was a crazy day today. I think it went pretty well overall. It was definitely some adversity today.
I had no idea there was drama. Not one iota of any thought, didn't hear anything. I was in the zone.
All right, chefs, another 75 minutes down here in the kitchen at Mitchell Hall. Tensions were high, sweat was everywhere, there was drama, there was intrigue. Christian, please tell us about your dish.
Puerto Rican rice and beans with a homemade sofrito on the bottom, sauteed peppers and onions.
Why did you decide to go vegan?
2 of my best friends were vegan before me, and they were speaking about the health benefits. And once I started and got on that vegan train, I went back and tried to eat meat, and I got sick. And
I think that's what they say, right? Once you go plant with meat, you can't. I don't know, it was something like that.
Is that what they say,
Nice try. I thought I'd try to sneak in another branding opportunity. Hey, you kept a level head, and you continue to level up.
You have the lime as a garnish, but just sprinkling a little lime juice on top, or maybe a little bit of lime zest, could have elevated it.
I did do that, but I could have used a little more, I agree. I think today's my redemption, I really do. I feel like I had the least amount of criticism.
All right, Chef Noel, please describe a dish to us.
So I wanted to utilize everything in my dish. So there's about 41 grams of protein in that bowl there.
Gotta get some of that sauce. I don't think you would eat this and immediately think of how healthy it is, because it's got a lot of those elements of chipotle, the really well cooked veg, the creaminess of the avocado.
So I do think this is very good. I do think it is under seasoned. I loved your sauces. I thought they were fantastic, but I wanted the meat and the beans to stick out.
I actually needed about like a few more minutes, and I burned my peppers, so I had to
while she was chatting up with us.
With you guys.
So what you're saying is it's my fault.
Yes.
So you're saying the real jerk sauce here was us.
You have to stay razor focused. So I'm not gonna blame the judges for my burnt peppers. That was just a joke in there.
That is a big ass sandwich.
Oh yeah. Big sandwich energy has entered the building.
Exactly.
Teresa, please tell us more about the dish you've prepared for us today.
Okay, so this is a banh mi sandwich, a Vietnamese sandwich, traditionally on a baguette. So I made the baguette. There's also tofu for the protein.
Yeah, those are the ones you eat.
Yeah.
Elbows and ass out.
I think you guys are gonna need a bath after this.
I mean, the flavor profile is really good. You've got acid, it's seasoned well, you have heat.
You really get a feel for how the dish came together.
It's really good, and it's impressive that you fucking made bread.
Even with the elevated difficulty levels and some lethargic yeast. And I'll talk to the yeast back there.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we gotta pick it up.
Yeah.
So I think the thing that probably saved me, the fact that everything was from scratch.
Good old-fashioned Philly cheesesteak here, homemade seitan steak, some grilled peppers and onions, cashew cheese sauce, so even more protein in that cheese sauce, some onion petals fried with a little bit of oatmeal and polenta.
I really like the texture. Texture of the polenta, the crunch. Horseradish sauce is delicious.
I like an onion petal over an onion ring.
Just easier
It's easier to eat. And when you eat the onion ring, the batter falls off, then you pull the onion out, and then
you have to eat them separately.
And then you're like sitting there like Lady and the Tramp, you know, like.
Yeah, the seasoning is super.
I thought the cheese sauce was great. I really liked it. I do wish the onion petals were like a little bit more coated.
But there's something, again, to be said. You could set this down in front of anyone, vegan or not, and I think they'd dig into that sandwich.
100%.
I felt like my critique went better today than yesterday.
All right, chef, please tell us about your dish.
I wanted to do 3 different types of what I think are very common proteins in a plant-based diet, which are the tofu, the tempeh, and beans. So I have 3 different types of beans in there as well, but I wanted to take them and do something maybe not as traditional. I calculated that all in all, there's probably about 40-45 grams of protein in that tiny little dish there.
Yeah, I love chili. The bite that I had with the jalapeno was incredible. I think overall in those seasonings, just a little bit more heat
I think texture is really important in food, and I think people forget about it very often. And so adding that little bit of tempeh in there for a little bit of extra bite was really good. The heat I'm getting is really nice on the back end. Like, it could be a little spicier, but also like white people don't like spicy food that much, right? So like you were playing to your audience.
I'm one of those.
Yeah.
Maybe. Mild sauce is like too much.
Yes.
Cornbread didn't get as done as I would have liked. The chili, they said it could have been a little spicier.
All right, Chef Rhea, 2 challenges, 4 dishes. You just can't get enough. Tell us about what you made for us.
So it was not supposed to be 2 dishes on purpose, but I did do today a stuffed pepper with a walnut meat mushroom blend. And then next to that, you have just a plain cashew yogurt bowl.
It's a little hard to eat. When I'm cooking stuff, I like to think like, how is this gonna eat? Is it gonna be messy for a person? And how's the vessel gonna get in? What's the vessel and the way it's gonna get into their mouth? But the flavor profile is very good.
It's a personal preference. I can get closer to burned or charred. My nickname's Chad Bear. My friends used to call me Charred Bear because they knew when I first went vegan, they knew if I was cooking tempeh, because the fire alarm would be going off downstairs.
A little cleaner plating too. It's a little sloppy, but also I know you're like flustered because of everything that happened, and I get that, but you can see it on your plate as well.
So I just felt terrible, you know, because although I know he said, hey, I can whip it back up in like 2 to 3 minutes, like I said before, he can't get that time back, and that could have been something else that could have went to something else for his item.
Well, it's tough. Well, you at least.
He bounced back.
Yeah, you bounced back.
He did.
Got
He's
some
a little scary looking, but I don't think he's gonna hurt you.
Yeah. No, he was a great sport. I think you both did a good job. Again, when things go wrong in the kitchen or in life, sometimes those bad thoughts and beating ourselves up takes us further away from the goal.
They actually kind of thought it was somewhat good, which I was shocked. I was like, really?
Well, let's clap it up for Chef Katie one more time before we go out to deliberate. Before we go out, we're gonna have a few minutes out there. We'll chat. We'll have a top 2 dishes, and as you know, a bottom 2. One person is gonna get one step closer to $10,000 cash prize, business mentorship, and the title of top vegan. And unfortunately, one person is gonna get closer to home.
I didn't feel too confident about it, especially with not being able to season my meat and my beans the way that I should have.
I definitely tried to elevate my game today. Given all the adversity, it went pretty well.
This is gonna be another tough one. Shanley's chili. What'd you think about it?
I thought Shanley's chili was great. I mean, I was like super. It was balanced. It was composed. It was good.
We'll go across the table. Rhea.
To me, there was a lot of issues with Rhea. Number one, I don't think she should have put that parfait up there at all whatsoever.
What about Chef Chloe? Her seitan Philly cheesesteak. It wasn't a bad use of seitan.
And she made it. She made it herself, which is great.
How about Chef Teresa? Across from her, the banh mi.
Yeah.
You really enjoyed?
I did like the banh mi. I thought of all the dishes, hers was the most balanced.
And now Chef Noel. That beautiful, bright pineapple bowl.
But it was like under-seasoned, it was under-balanced.
We've got Chef Christian. He was on the receiving end of Blender Gate.
Yeah.
Kept a cool head, you know, knocked out the sauce.
He needs to sweat more.
Yeah.
He didn't seem like he was like in the shits or in the weeds at all whatsoever the entire time.
Blender Gate wasn't enough. Tomorrow I'm taking his pans too.
So everybody's a wealth of knowledge. Like, we can all get together and learn from each other. They're all amazing.
I'm sure that makes it even harder for the judges because they are so different, but yet they're all, you know, on the same level. So I wouldn't want to be them.
Tough deliberation, but I think we've got our top 2, bottom 2.
Who do you think the winner is, so? I don't know. I'll let you pick that one.
Oh, the winner's guest judge.
What? No.
That's right.
You fucker.
It can be the first top vegan tie.
I don't think we should do a tie. I think we should pick somebody.
Okay.
7.
3.
That's the thing, isn't it? You took a big swat.
Because
I don't know. I don't know.
Great round today. Incredible use of your time. Can we get another round of applause for yourselves? Another hard-fought day in Mitchell Hall. Our top 2 dishes today were Teresa and Shanley. Clap them up.
I'm really surprised. Had a lot of difficulty with the bread, and I was afraid that that could possibly send me home.
I'll take it over being in the bottom, I guess, because my heart would be pounding out of my chest.
It's a hard decision because everyone did a really good job today. But at the end of the day, when it came down to meeting the challenge requirements and having a well-balanced dish, Shanley, actually, we decided to pick you as the winner for today. So,
It feels incredible. It's great validation. I tend to doubt myself maybe a bit much.
Teresa, your dish was so well composed, well balanced, well seasoned. And then Shanley, your dish was also super well composed. The heat level was quite perfect. The cornbread was delicious. But at the end of the day, really what it came down to is you told us how many grams of protein were in your dish, and you slightly glossed over it. For sure, and everyone sitting here should be really proud of yourselves too. Like, everyone put up really great food today. As cheesy as this fucking sounds, you're already winning by standing in here and by working side by side with some very talented people who can push you and help you develop and be better at your jobs.
Well, one more time for Chef Katie, spending time with us today, lending their palate. It was such a pleasure to have you in the kitchen,
yeah,
and something tells me we're going to be working together very soon.
We're going to do some cool shit. Yeah.
Let's clap it up. Katie with the C, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, guys. I'll see you later.
Yeah,
Good
we're
luck
hanging.
to everybody.
Anyone that's going to leave at this point is going to be sad.
Also, to lose somebody who feels like family, who you spent the past, few days with, it's really hard.
Finding the little mistakes, the little components, is what brought us to our bottom two today, which are going to be Chef Rhea and Chef Noel.
Everybody had so many good dishes, and like I said, Chef Katie was tough.
I mean, it's just been tough. It's tough, but today was really tough, really heavy pressure.
This was hard. I think on both dishes, again, we are always one or two components away. Chef Noel, your pineapple bowl was so vibrant. It had so many bright flavors, but just as you get deeper into it and get more of that quinoa, just slightly under-seasoned. And for Rhea, when you stretch yourself so thin and then you're adding in these layers of emotional difficulty as well, you just put yourself at a disadvantage. You've got so much talent. The chef that'll no longer be in the mix for Top Vegan is unfortunately Chef Rhea. I'm so sorry. This kitchen is not gonna be as lively without you. You're an absolute gem. Even when things go wrong, you're sacrificing your own time to go make sure Christian knows that, hey, this was not purposeful. We all really care about you. I wanna see you do well. With everyone, I want to continue working together. If you ever want to do a pop-up or any collaboration at my restaurant, 4th and State, I would love to have you down for a weekend so we can sing and dance in the kitchen and have a good time and just put a smile on people's faces. So thank you so much for being in the Top Vegan Kitchen. Yeah, give a group hug, clap her up.
I probably could have took something back. I probably would have, but shoulda, coulda, woulda doesn't change anything. So we just have to move forward. Take it as a learning experience for sure.
The kitchen's gonna be a little bit quieter tomorrow, which is tough. Yeah, we bond every day, but for tonight, get some rest. We'll be back in here tomorrow, and after such a sour ending to today, hopefully we'll sweeten things up with our dessert challenge tomorrow.
I'm sure they're gonna miss me. I mean, if they don't, then I don't know what to tell them, but I'm sure they will. I'm gonna miss them.
Dessert's gonna be a big pivot tomorrow, I think, for a lot of people.
I am totally terrified. Desserts are not my strength.
I like being creative with baking, and that's fun for me, but I prefer to cook.